have not abandoned you. My goodness. Let's get into it. Now, what an incredible film. Return of the Jedi will always be synonymously known as the film that could have been. But boy, did it end well. Despite slight things that happened in the movie that messed up a little bit of the pacing. And I could never forget seeing this movie as a child for the very first time. Knowing I would see it one day, did not know I was going to see it on the first day. And my uncle texted me today, the one that took me to go see it. And we supposed to actually hang out sometime tonight. That's what's weird about it. And I'll never forget him taking me out of school to see it. I've told that story 1,000 times. I sat there getting taken out of school to go, and then we run downtown. You know how many people are in downtown Chicago? And we run into the doggone vice principal of my school. And I sit there and flag down the vice principal. Hi, Miss Span. I'm like, I could have just kept walking and not said a word, but I'm a kid. I don't know no better. Hi, Miss Span. He is, what, you know her? I'm like, that's my vice principal. Not knowing, like, everything that's going on is not supposed to be going on. I'm thinking because my mama said okay, hey, it don't matter. She's like, hey, why isn't he in school? I'm thinking she could take me back to school. I'm like, oh no, I just messed up. I was like, oh no, I done just messed up. My uncle was taking me because he was ready to go see the Return of the Jedi immediately. It was the first day, that Friday. Normally we would go on a Saturday or a Sunday because, you know, we were in school. So they could take us on the weekend to go see it. Shoot, they took us out of school. Then when we got there, my cousins was there. I couldn't wait to tell them about the movie. And sure enough, they were at the same movie theater we was at. That looked like my cousin. And he on a Yoda raincoat. A green Yoda raincoat. Man, it was a great day. We was just talking about the movie all the way back. So, brought back a lot of memories. Now, let's go through this film. Now, to me, it's like, now that I'm older watching it, it's hilarious, certain scenes that happen in this movie, but it just blows my mind how this was Luke's strategy to get Han out. Like, why did they take so long to go get Han when they knew he was with the Hutts? And then, when they come in there, this plot seems so methodically planned out to go completely wrong. It was not part of the plan for Luke to fall in the damn thing with the Rancor, one. None of that was in the plans. Like, all of this elaborateness, that he could have came there and just choked Jabba out, and that would have been it. He would have did better going in there with a lightsaber than to go through this elaborate plot just so he could get free and just free for all swing at everybody. He's just swinging like a baseball bat at everybody on the deck, going from deck to deck, swinging like a wild man. That could not have been the plan. Having Leia choke out Jabba the Hutt. It's like, what are we doing right now? So anyway, this sketchy plan gets him shot in the hand and everything, so now he got to wear a black glove. Mm-hmm. Well, he went and grabbed him and left. But the whole thing about Star Wars, now that I'm older, I tell you, it blows my mind, because what I've been used to seeing for all this time was something completely different. And what I've been seeing that's been different is the fact that you have this elaborate plot to keep Skywalker and Leia hidden. Leia was more protected than Luke, and Luke was the one they was trying to save. You mean to tell me Luke Skywalker, to hide him from the Emperor and Darth Vader, you give him his exact last name, Skywalker, and you let him be raised by the people that he met, his grandparents and his uncle, aunt and uncle, in the same planet, in the same town he was damn born in, Tatooine. I'm like, well, damn, you talking about hiding in plain sight? I mean, sure, a guy walking around whose last name is Skywalker ain't gonna draw any attention anywhere. You're like, you know what? It was another Skywalker who went crazy, and you going around telling everybody that was your daddy. Yeah, my dad was a pilot, Anakin Skywalker. I mean, damn, he was telling everybody about his dad. My dad, he fought for the rebellion, and he was a pilot, and I'm gonna be just like my dad. How the hell was that hard to keep a secret? Jesus Christ. George is keeping it real to the chest then. But this film was created for kids. So this just shows you how the mindset now and today and now, light years apart. So after Jabba, you start to see the Emperor he's older now. You see Vader's older. But Vader's age is starting to show a little bit more. He's become more compassionate. From the very opening scene when he shows up, normally he would have been more irate that the new Death Star hadn't been completed. But the Emperor's coming, so he was there to motivate the men and get them on track. Vader can sense that the Emperor doesn't really want him around anymore. Or he looks at him as he's just useless now. As the limitations of how strong or how powerful he could be with the Force are there. You know, it's a sad thing to watch. Derivative of power was there. Powerful. With Vader was older and could not keep up with him anymore, as he could in the second film. And just 3 years later, because Vader has lost his limbs and a lot of his mobility, he's not able to keep up with him. He's not able to stay even keel with him. So it's starting to wear on him, starting to tear him down. Empire is probably the best movie, one of the best films ever made. It definitely changed the game, especially the score. And it was the first time anybody ever saw a movie where the bad guys won. They won. And it was like, wait a minute, did they just win? This can't be the end. Wow, why did it end like that? You know, it never ended like that before. The bad guys won. Luke had lost a hand. But the story was going to continue. You knew that. But the bad guys won. Vader was his father, all this craziness. But nobody really believed Darth Vader. A lot of people heard it, but they still didn't believe Darth Vader was his father. They were like, no, Obi-Wan's his father. So no one really believed it. So it took the Return of the Jedi for people to really find out for real, is Vader really his father? See, a lot of people didn't know that. I know because I remember it. Once he said, I am your father, and I'm like, man, Darth Vader could be his father. And they were like, no, Darth Vader was trying to lie to him. So it was never confirmed that Vader was his father. We just knew that Luke believed it, but we didn't know if that was true or not. So everybody's like, oh man, Darth Vader could be his father. That'd be crazy. Man, he gotta ask Obi-Wan Kenobi. Find out what's going on. So the third one, he asked Yoda, is Darth Vader his father? Just to confirm it. And when Yoda was, your father is. Yoda didn't give a damn. Yoda should have told him, but Yoda knew, like, this dude ain't gonna go if I tell him, so I just gotta let him, find out on his own. They cared more about getting revenge and this elaborate plot to keep Luke safe so they can have Luke take down the Skywalkers and everything and take down Vader and the Emperor. I mean, y'all threw a lot on his plate with no information. He's just supposed to be with it. And y'all knew, y'all said, oh, well, that's your daddy. He ain't gonna go. Why would he go? That's a simple yes or no question. Because why would he go? It makes no sense to even show up. Oh no, it's a 4-star movie. 4 out of 4 stars for Return of the Jedi. Oh, what makes up for it? I mean, it makes up for Harrison Ford's performance. His performance was a D level at best. This was a no-show job by Han Solo for real. I'm dead serious. You could tell he did not want to be in this film. Some of the lines he said was so cheesy. I'm like, I can't see Harrison Ford saying this, let alone anybody else. I'm like, that's not what Han would be saying. I hope nothing's happened to her. I'm like, who's writing this? Y'all are asleep at the wheel. George, wake up. He's not going to be saying this. I'm like, that carbonite done messed his brains up. He still got that sickness. Yeah, it was bad, but you got to look at the situation for what it really is. Harrison Ford did not want to play the character anymore. He wanted to do Indiana Jones. That's what he wanted to do. His own film, stand out, which he was doing, and it was working to perfection. It was going great. Then all of a sudden, he's stuck back in here. He's like, man, we got to finish the role. He's like, I told you we should have just killed him off. What do you need to bring him back for? He's been frozen. But he was such a fan favorite, you couldn't kill him off. They had to go get Han. He was, oh man, can they just like get me at the end? I really don't want to do another one of these. He's like, come on, man, you gotta do it. Look, I'm doing Indiana Jones for you. Come on now. So he did it for George Lucas and the money. So he came back and he was like, all right, now you gonna kill me off in this third one, right? No. You ain't trying to traumatize the kids. No way. He was like, you're gonna kill Darth Vader? You might as well let Han Solo go out and save the day and take Vader with him. He was like, that's Luke to do. Luke gotta have that duel. So it was crazy, man. But this film broke down to a lot of different contrasts. So now he finds out about Leia being his sister. So now they go on this mission. He doesn't tell Leia for her own protection. And only when he senses Vader. And when he goes on this trip, Vader senses him. And the Emperor can't feel it because they have a father-son vibe. They've been in each other's. Anakin can sense. And because it's his son, he can sense him. The Emperor cannot. He's 100% dark side. So he can sense Luke. But Vader could, as Luke can sense Vader. They've been in each other's presence. So it's a different feeling between them. So when Vader could feel him and the Emperor couldn't, that's why he wanted to make sure Vader was on point. He was strange. You felt him, and I did not. You know, like, hey, wait a minute, this ain't part of the plan. But everything was going according to the Emperor's vision. Luke did surrender to Vader and come in there, but the outcome wasn't the same. That's why cloudy is what the visions are. And just because you have a vision, sometimes you project what you want to happen in the vision. That's what the Emperor would do. Then the images would change again. And he never saw the change and the conflict and the change of energy within Darth Vader. He couldn't sense it. And once Vader realized that, because I'm older now, I could realize what's happening. Vader's like, wow, he can't sense my son. And he couldn't sense the fact that I can feel my son's here. He doesn't know what's going on. He ain't that powerful. Like, oh, he can be fooled. See, this is why Vader never did nothing, because if Vader was plotting it or thinking it, the Emperor would know. So he was like, oh, hell no. You cannot go against that dark side. He know, he see everything. And what he see, come true. Oh, the Emperor's performance was golden. The way he talked to Luke Skywalker was epic. I loved every minute of it. Oh no, I'm afraid it's you who are mistaken about a great many things. Man, I swear, Darth Vader almost had me peeing on myself. Look, the way he was looking at Luke Skywalker when Luke was talking to the Emperor, Vader was looking like nigga, you crazy? You gonna get us killed up in here? He was just talking to the Emperor any kind of way he wanted, and the Emperor was just letting it ride. He was looking like. Vader was looking like, goddamn, dog, you are off the chain. Dog, he was so off the chain, it was unreal. The way Luke was talking to the Emperor. Your overconfidence is your weakness. Vader looking at him like, listen to what Yoda said. Don't underestimate the powers of the Emperor. He tried to tell him, don't underestimate him. Luke thought he saw a feeble old man, even though he could use the Force. He saw him as weak. And he underestimated the powers of the Emperor. He threw away his lightsaber, threw it down out of brash arrogance, because he felt he was the most powerful guy in the room. Like, nope, I've beaten you, because I'm going to resist you. I'm a Jedi like my father before me. The Emperor was like, all right, so be it. Jedi. Like that was gonna mean something to him. He zapped that boy with like 500,000 volts. Wah! Young fool. Now you will have to pay for your lack of vision. I'm like, yeah! Burn him up! But watching this as a kid, it was, oh man, Luke finna die! We was like, whoa, Luke is dead as diligent. See, Luke took those steps to the dark side. See, he didn't listen to nothing Yoda told him. Yoda said, don't give in to that, because you are on the path, and forever the dark side will cloud you and keep coming after you, because you took those steps towards the dark side. So it's going to start moving towards you, and it will forever impede your life. And Luke took those steps towards the dark side. Even though he went back the other way, it's still going to come for him. With his decision making, he's going to be conflicted. Well, it felt good to watch it in the movie theater again, but when you look at the totality of it, you're just like, man, I can't believe this movie was 2 hours 40 years ago. Now they make it 2-hour movies like it's nothing. But I'm like, this movie was 2 hours then, and it didn't even seem like it. Well, they kind of moved it pretty fast, but when they got to the Ewoks, they had way too much involvement with the Ewoks, but they were there to basically merchandise. The speeder scene was great. They had Luke Skywalker using his lightsaber more, because that's how you sell toys. So Return of the Jedi was basically merchandising. Everybody had to have that Ewok, which led the groundworks to the film Gremlins, with everybody wanting a Mugwai. A Mugwai is nothing but another Ewok made from the same studio for merchandise. I don't know how many of you have actually seen the movie in the theater. You probably saw it when they brought it out before. I saw it in like 98 or 99. They recasted the movie or redid it. Now this version they showed is not the original version I've seen. This is the add-on version. George Lucas went and scribbled on all the movie to try to add prequel stuff to it. And because he did his scribble job as usual, everything was lost. The uniqueness, the Num Num song that we all love. Num Num. No, 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 no. Not, 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 no. Loot, loot, loot. Loot, loot. Celebrate the night. No, no. I'm like, where's that song? Now I get some cheap rendition song that they done threw together to put in there, and everybody want to hear the Num Num song. George Lucas, once again, has screwed it up. It was so bad, people was like, bring the original stuff back out so we can go buy that. Because we don't have to put up with all this scribble scrabble you did on classics. Do you think Michelangelo and all these people felt like they were done with their painting? They probably stopped and just said, that's it. They probably went back and saw it later and said, I just want to put a little bit more finish right here, but it's already done. Can't do that now. You don't do that because you don't realize you ruined the foundation of the film. It loses its pizzazz. That's what happens. It loses it. I'm serious. It loses that pizzazz, that freshness. Because the way it was originally, people love. You might want to fix something, but people love that little sounds of in the background. People are expecting to hear those sounds because they've been hearing them for 30-some years, and then you come scrabbling like, I'm gonna fix that audio too. I don't like the way that sounds. Now I don't make that sound no more. People are like, oh, this is screwed up. People are used to the imperfections of the movie. That is part of its innate value. He didn't understand that. When he keeps talking to him, the way Darth Vader turns his head and look at Luke Skywalker. Every time he says something, look at the Emperor tell him something. You will call me master. Look how Vader look at him like, nigga, what? Every time he says something, And the emperor would say something to him, and Luke would say something smart. Things. Look how Luke looking at him. Luke looking like I don't give a damn who you is. By now you should realize your father will not be turned from the dark side. Look how Vader looking at him like, nigga, do you know what's going on right now? He wouldn't let up. You know how you somewhere, your friend just talking real reckless, and you like looking at him like fool. Do you know where we at? We behind enemy lines, dog. He had to keep looking at him. Dude, it was the funniest thing I've ever seen. Vader couldn't believe it. Like, will you calm down? He looking at him like, what's with this nigga? He don't know who he talking to. Man, the emperor know, like, this young fool. He think because he could do some flips and got a lightsaber, he can deal with me. Yeah, fool, I know the whole plan. So he's already like, this fool don't know what's going on. He's still talking. Watch out, Vader look at him like, nigga. You gonna get us killed. Vader looking at him like, man, you finna get us killed.
Your overconfidence is your weakness.
You sound Vader. Your overconfidence is your weakness. Like, nigga. I'm trying to keep you alive, man. Vader done seen some things. This dude up here going crazy. This dude went rogue. He had to let him know it is useless to do this shit, man. Vader had to look at this fool.
It is pointless to resist, my son.
Yeah, it's pointless at this point, dog. You already in the room with dude. So he already know, look, my job done. Ain't nothing else I got to do here now. And this is when Luke is finding out he knows everything. And the emperor had to let him know. And yo,
bad. An entire legion of my best troops awaits them. Oh, I'm afraid the deflector shields will be quite operational when your friends arrive.
Dark side! Dark side. We cloud everything. Shoot. I'm afraid the deflector shields will be quite operational when your friends arrive. Well, it was a great movie because Luke did it his own way. He didn't do it the way the Jedis wanted it done. He did it his way. This was a story that was completing the chapters. And the chapters that were being completed. No, the chapters that's being completed is not the story of Luke Skywalker. That's where you were misled. This is the genius of the formatting, of storytelling. This is about the tragedy of Darth Vader. This whole 3 movies was about Vader. You thought it was about Luke. And you find out that the story is about Darth Vader. That's why the prequels all is about him and the rise of how the Emperor came into power. But you learning about Darth Vader, what led him to become Darth Vader, because he was the tragic hero. When it was Return of the Jedi, we're kids. We think it's Return of Luke Skywalker. That's all we thought. So everybody thinking Return of the Jedi means Return of Anakin Skywalker. From Darth Vader back to Anakin Skywalker. The Jedi Return. Luke beat them with his father's love. He surrendered his lightsaber as a strength of a power of wanting his father to join him and putting himself in danger and risk and putting himself on the line. He just knew his father, he felt it. His father could not sit there and watch his son die. He would have to do something. That's why he kept calling out to him, Father, please, while he was being executed. And it was the love he had for his father, that he felt the good in his father, is the reason that all this is happening. Darth Sidious is beyond powerful. He is the essential bad guy, if you want to say. If you want to say who's the bad guy, you're going to have everybody pretty much tell you flat out what's going on. And they're going to say, oh, that person is the bad guy. He did not mask it. He didn't care if you knew. Vader was Vader. I know. But we'll get to that. But I do want to say thanks for listening to me. I enjoyed the film. We got more movie reviews that we've already seen these movies. I just have yet to make the reviews, so I need to make them quick. So that's that. I'm out.